Hey, what is up everyone? I'm here to give you my WWE RAW review for November 10th, 2014. I thought this RAW was fine. My main problem was they kept showing recaps. This was like insane. It felt like to me. I think it showed recaps from SmackDown, and then would show the same recaps twice. And they showed recaps, from Raw, but it was, and then they showed recaps of what happened. So it was a lot of recaps on the show, so that made the show a little tough to watch. So let's get right into it. We got JBL, Michael Cole, and Jerry the King Lawler on commentary, and John Cena comes out to cut a promo. He talks about how no one's going to want to join Team Cena pretty much because everyone's too afraid of what's going to happen to the Authority. He brings up Zack Ryder, which I thought wasn't actually surprising. He brings up how Zack Ryder just sent out this tweet that he wanted to be on his team. He even called him that. He said that he's his bro. And then the Authority put him in a match, and now he's injured for 6 months. We weren't probably going to see Zack Ryder for 6 months anyways. And they talk about how they put out Randy Orton last week, and he said no one's going to want to stand up to the Authority. And he says no one but 2 people. And he says that there's someone that's been sick and tired of the Authority's crap for much too long now. And he says that person's Jack Swagger, so a former World Heavyweight Champion. So Jack Swagger's on Team Cena, and then he says that Dolph Ziggler's on it. But he wants to know if this monster's going to be on. He wants to know if Ryback's going to be on his team. So he calls out Ryback, and then Ryback comes out, and he says the big guy is back. And before he can really say anything else, the Authority come out, which is Triple H, Seth Rollins, Corporate Kane, Stephanie McMahon, Jamie Noble, and Joey Mercury. They try to recruit. Well, they talk about how that they are making sure no one can join Team Authority because they want to make sure that they win. And then Stephanie McMahon says that she's pretty much the queen, and that she would make her theme song the UK's United Kingdom, because they were in the UK tonight. Her national anthem, her theme song, and Triple H says that he's a god, and says that he runs this place, and he wants to make sure that he continues to run this place, and I thought that was good stuff. And then they try to talk Ryback, and they said that whoever joins Team Cena, it will pretty much be career suicide, and he tries to talk Ryback into joining the Team Authority, saying that he will be in all the main events. He will get all the money, fame, and he will even get WrestleMania main events. He will get everything pretty much. And John Cena doesn't want to bribe him into joining his team. He says that if he wants to join his team, fine. Do what the fans want you to do, and don't get bribed into joining another team. And Ryback says that he's not afraid of the Authority, but he doesn't see John Cena at the bottom of his paycheck. And then he gives John Cena the spine buster and joins Team Authority. And they even mentioned Daniel Bryan in this segment, talked about how Dolph Ziggler was just a B+ player, and he won't make it to Survivor Series. And John Cena said, well, that's what you said about Daniel Bryan, but he beat you at WrestleMania. And then he said,
how'd you charge that?
I turned it off.
You touched my touch?
Yeah.
No sleepover this weekend.
Alright, so Daniel Bryan, what did I say? Oh, Daniel Bryan, they talked about how he's sitting at home now, and doing nothing, which was a great line. I thought that was hilarious. And afterwards, when they Ryback had laid out Cena, they say yes, 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 and they just kept saying it. Yeah, it was good stuff. And then what happened next? Seth Rollins, he had his stooges out there, Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble, and he went up against and he fought Jack Swagger, and it was actually a pretty decent match. Seth Rollins went to roll up Jack Swagger, and Swagger kicked out and you got him into the ankle lock, which I thought was awesome. And Rollins got to the ropes, and then Swagger got him into the ankle lock again, and then Jack Swagger got just distracted by Noble and Mercury, and he pushed Swagger into the steel post. He went off the barricade and pushed Swagger into the post, and then got him into the ring and hit a curve stomp on him for the win. And then the medical attention was checking on Swagger, and then he laid him out with the Noble and Mercury just called him off, like, no, you don't want to be in it. And then they laid him out with the curve stomp again, which I thought was awesome. And I thought that was actually some good shit. And then what else happened? Ryback. Trying to think what else happened. So I thought that was good stuff. And then Dean Ambrose was backstage, and he was holding a pen. And Dean Ambrose was talking kind of trash about Bray Wyatt, saying how he doesn't like anybody else. He talked about how everyone always probably put him down, like the Authority. And then he said he's going to take down, and Bray Wyatt's not going to do the same thing. Kind of forget about his backstage promo, but that's kind of what happened. And then Ryback was backstage, and this becomes a recurring thing. And Corporate Kane comes up to him and says that you will tells Ryback that he's going to be ringside. He says welcome to the team, and he tells Ryback that he's going to be ringside for John Cena's match. And Ryback says, then Cena's like, Ryback says that he doesn't need Corporate Kane, that he can handle John Cena himself. And he goes after a target, he sees it, and Corporate Kane says, you can't, that you are going to do what we tell you to do, and I am going to help you whether you want it or not. And this didn't really sit well with Ryback. And then we got Alicia Fox versus Paige, and I thought this match made a lot of sense. Alicia Fox, was attacked by Paige.
Why did you squeeze the charger?
I don't know.
I told you don't touch that. Owen.
Sorry.
Why? Why are you sorry?
Sorry, we had some technical difficulties. The Paige and Alicia Fox match made a lot of sense because Alicia was attacked by Paige. They were former BFFs, so why not have a match? And this match was fine. Alicia Fox and Paige got the hometown reactions. Well, guess home country reaction because it was in the United Kingdom, and thought it was good stuff. And Alicia Fox kind of was beating the crap out of Paige the whole match, and then eventually Paige made a comeback and hit the Rampage for the win, and that was the end of the match, and I thought it was good stuff. And then we got Lana and Rusev backstage, and Stephanie McMahon comes up and offers, wants Rusev and to join Team Authority. And Lana says that they still have to consider it, and Stephanie McMahon says, no, you need an answer now. And then Rusev says, she even went off on him, says, we need an answer now, and I guess they didn't, and she even says, I scratch you scratch back, you scratch mine. So this gets used later on. So then we got Rusev's United States Championship celebration, and they talk about how they're putting back the United States Championship to Russia, and Putin was so proud of them, and then they read a thing talking about how they're proud of Rusev, how Putin is very proud what they did. So then they play the national anthem, and Sheamus interrupts it, his music hits, and he comes out, and Rusev retreats. And then they even had to apologize for that, because I guess to all the Russian people that hated it. So then Rusev ended up defending his title against Sheamus. And it was actually a really good match. Not as, I would say it was a little bit better than the match they had on the network last week. And Sheamus, so then Rusev was dominating the match. He got him in a submission hold, and Sheamus fought out of it. And then Sheamus made a comeback. He hit the Celtic Cross, but Rusev kicked out of it, and he went for the full kick, and Rusev rolled out of the ring, and Sheamus went off the top rope and dived on Rusev, and I thought that was awesome. And then Noble and Mercury were out there watching. I was at first wondering why, and then I got why. And they Sheamus tried to put him back in the ring, and Rusev wouldn't go back, and he threw him around the barricade. And when Sheamus put Rusev back in the ring, but when he tried to go in, Noble and Mercury hold him back, and then Sheamus got counted out, so Rusev retained, and he got mad after this. I thought that was good stuff. So then Lana and Rusev were backstage again, and you know that thing when Stephanie McMahon said, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Stephanie McMahon had Noble and Mercury go out there so that way Rusev would join the team, so he did so. And they talk about how Putin will be happy, but Stephanie McMahon, she doesn't care, said she doesn't care about Russia, all that matters is the authority. And they didn't really say anything afterwards. I thought Rusev was going to turn down the challenge, but no. And then Ryback was backstage again, and Seth Rollins came up and said that Corporate Kane, you shouldn't listen to him, you need to listen to me, the captain. So this kind of, you can see where this is going. And then we got the Los Matadors, Diego and Fernando with El Torito versus The Miz and Damien Mizdow, with Hornswoggle, who was called Mini Miz. But this didn't really ruin it because I just watched Mizdow the whole time. I watched him do all the Miz's moves as he normally does, and that's kind of why I watch a Miz match nowadays. Miz even tagged Mizdow in, and when he tried to do a move, Miz tagged himself back in, which I thought was awesome. And the Miz, one of the Matadors tried to hit a suplex on Miz, but Miz ended up countering with a roll-up, and Mizdow hold his feet while he was pinning him, so the Miz and Mizdow win. This is probably leading to some sort of like triple threat tag team match between the Los Matadors, the champions Golden Stardust, and the Miz and Damien Mizdow. I can see the Usos being added to this match, to be honest with you. And then Dolph Ziggler's backstage, and John Cena comes up and he says, if you want to back out of this match at Survivor Series, I wouldn't blame you. You want to go on the other side. And Dolph Ziggler says that the authority has held him down for so long now that he says we don't agree on a lot of things, but he said he's gonna team up with him and take out the authority. And John Cena agrees. And then Cena said he's gonna be out. He knows the authority is gonna come out there, and he says that he's gonna be out there with this match with Mark Henry. And Triple H comes up and he's all happy. He's like, hey, what's up? This is a great night. And then he says that Cena's banned from ringside from Mark Henry's match because he wants it to be one-on-one. And then he sends another One Bites the Dust, which I like that song. It's actually one of my favorite songs, so I'm glad he sang that song. So then we got that match between Dolph Ziggler and Mark Henry. It was kind of just a match. It was kind of slow. Eventually Mark Henry just gets himself DQ'd and throws a chair at Ziggler. Then he throws him into the steps. And then he was gonna World's Strongest Slam him on the steel steps like he did to the Big Show last week, but then Big Show came out and made the save and scared Mark Henry off, and then he joined Team Cena. So backstage, Cena was happy that he joined Team Cena. Says that now we just need to find two more, and then Sheamus comes up and joins Team Cena, which I thought was good stuff. So then we got, remember how we got last week Xavier Woods sins? So now Kofi Kingston sins. I don't know where this is going. Well, I think I know where it's going. I think, remember that group that Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E made? Well, that's exactly what's going to happen here. Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E are all going to come out in a group. Looks like they're going to be face though, which sucks, but we never know. I think it's going to be face. I think they're going to be face. AJ Lee versus Brie Bella with Nikki Bella. Brie Bella was pretty much doing the bidding for Nikki Bella since he's her assistant. Earlier in the night too, she even had to wear a tuxedo and grab like her coffee or something. But AJ Lee wins with the Black Widow, and then Nikki attacks her afterwards and says that Brie Bella pretty much sucks. And then Ryback is backstage again, and Mark Henry comes up and says that I don't know why they call you the big guy when I'm the big guy and I beat you at WrestleMania. And he says that he's just kidding. So then we got the next match, and it was Adam Rose versus Tyson Kidd. The main event was supposed to be next. It even said next, and then this match came on, so I didn't understand what was happening. But Ryback, well, I got bossed because of the, during the match, Eric Rowan came out. I don't know where this is going, but he was just kind of acting like a freak. He even pushed the Rosebud aside, and then he takes off his mask and said, "She's not here," and goes off into the crowd. I don't know if he was talking about Renee Young, since he called her pretty last week. I don't know where this is going, and we'll see what happens. And then Tyson Kidd, the bunny goes up on the top rope like he's going to do the bunny splash, but then Tyson Kidd, so that Adam Rose gets distracted, so Tyson Kidd takes advantage and gets him in the sharpshooter, and Adam Rose taps out, and Tyson Kidd wins, and then afterwards Adam Rose kicks the bunny in the ribs and goes into like heel mode. Then he goes back to the party and face mode. So still confused about this. We'll see what happens. Next match is, well, Team Authority's backstage, and the Wall Talk, like the Survivor Series team, and Triple H and Stephanie McMahon were there too. And they were talking about how Ryback isn't like a team player, and Ryback then comes up and says, "You guys are talking about me," and he says that he's going to go destroy John Cena. So then Bray Wyatt was backstage, cutting a promo, and he talked about how he's going to pretty much destroy Dean Ambrose. And then we got the match between John Cena and Ryback. The match was whatever. It was kind of just a match. During the match, Ryback and Corporate Kane got into it because all of Team Authority was out there. And Ryback went back in the lane, and then Cena knocked him off into Corporate Kane. So Corporate Kane was kind of pissed off throughout the rest of the match. And eventually, though, Cena got him, and Ryback was getting ready. And then Cena knocked Kane off the apron into the announce table. So Ryback was able to get the upper hand, and he went for the Meat Hook clothesline. And then Corporate Kane attacked Cena, and it ends up in a DQ. And then Ryback gets mad at Corporate Kane, and he takes out, and Seth Rollins wants them to get along, but it doesn't work. And Ryback takes out Rollins, and then Kane big boots Ryback, and they all just attack Cena. So Sheamus tries to make the save, but the numbers catch up to him, and Corporate Kane chokeslams him, and Big Show comes out and he knocks out Noble and Mercury, and he gets high-kneed by Rollins, and kicked by Rusev, and then who else came out afterwards? Yeah, that was it. No one else really came out. So then they all just beat down Cena, and Ryback came out and took out Team Authority and walked out. So we knew this was going to happen. Ryback was going to be the face, and I wasn't surprised by it. I knew Ryback was going to turn on him when they kept coming out and acting like an asshole to them. And then Luke Harper made his return, the first time we've seen him since the Wyatt family disbanded. Luke Harper The Triple H is 17 minutes backstage, and Luke Harper like throws Ziggler at him and says, "I'm a team player." So we took out Dolph Ziggler because we know he's going to come after Ziggler, because on SmackDown they showed the eyes, and now on Raw before his match with Henry they showed the eyes. So they're probably going to feud now for the Intercontinental title, and Luke Harper probably is going to be on Team Cena. I mean, not Team Cena, Team Authority, which I think is awesome. But that's pretty much it, guys. My Raw review, like I said, it wasn't that good, but I really enjoyed the show. I enjoyed it, but the recaps kind of took it out, and I didn't really enjoy the main event. But the Luke Harper stuff was awesome, and I can't wait to see the feud between him and Ziggler. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'll be back tomorrow to do another Let's Play.